What's up, YouTube? So I don't really know what I'm doing. Great intro. So this is my first video on this new channel I'm creating where I talk about, you know, life, tips, philosophy, I don't even know, things I find interesting, and I play Geometry Dash in the background because that's a game that I like. I know, stupid concept. You got to do stupid things on YouTube to get views now, so I figured why not try experimenting. So, yeah, if you found this video and you recommended somehow, and you want to stick by, maybe you're doing homework and you just need someone to talk in the background, then I got you. So, the first video I'm going to be doing is just about life in general. Pretty broad topic, but as I go on with this, I'll get more specific into certain things that I find interesting. But, why did I die there? Alright, whatever. Yeah, so basically, I'm a pretty philosophical guy, I guess. It's something pretty interesting to me. And it kind of sucks that most people my age don't really, they don't really care. Or like they don't really, think the way I do, which, maybe I'm just autistic, but, I think it's something that is interesting and I think more people should be aware of it. So, beware. I'm saying like it's a bad beware of it. Yeah, I don't even know, bro. So, let's start at the beginning. All right, let's start about life. People always ask like what's the meaning behind it, and I always just think like, what am I dying? Why am I dying? I'm wave carried, bro. I'm gonna get really distracted during this, by the way. So sorry. You're just born, all right. When you ask what the meaning of life is, you can't really answer it. Obviously, I'm not here to like solve that. I'm not like YouTuber with 0 subscribers solves the meaning of life. No. But what I will say is my thoughts, which is, you know, inherently there's nothing. All right. It's what we give it. All right. We're born with literally we're you know, think about it. I gotta pause the game. When we're born, we're just a bunch of cells. All right, we're a bunch of cells. Okay, listen. I'm in AP Bio right now, and I have no idea. But listen, we're just a brain. But our brain doesn't have anything. All right. With this brain of ours, we learn things. All right, and I think that's kind of a start to the meeting. Is how we like to learn things. Because it's interesting. You have no knowledge, literally. Like you know nothing. But like every moment of my life has led up to this. Like I'm speaking a language right now, all right, and it sounds stupid, right? Saying this out loud sounds stupid, but the process of learning is very interesting because we literally start from nothing, and yet we're able to get somewhere with it, all right? Like our baby brain, all right, our little baby brain is able to evolve over time, and I think that's one maybe not meaning. It's not meaning, but it's definitely something that gives life more motive to go on is that we can always learn things. We humans are very, we like learning. Why am I dying at this stupid level? It's very hard to like, say what the meaning of life is. But, life is learning, it's experience, it's socializing. We're social creatures. So there's a lot of factors in our lives that doesn't give us a strict meaning, but it gives us a thing to keep us going, and I think that's important. Now, let me tell you guys more about me, my life, all right? Because you don't even know who I am. You're low-key just hearing me talk right now, and also die in this level because I can't play. It's hard to, I can't play and talk at the same time. I don't know why. My life, very I don't know, average, I guess. I mean, you don't need like a backstory, but just know like the teen, high school, boom. I know life sucks right now. Almost done with it though, so that's the type. Like, what's one thing that I want in life? I just want to be satisfied, all right? But here's the thing. I believe, or I don't believe that it'll happen. I don't think, in a way, I don't think you're supposed to be satisfied in life. Because once you're satisfied, what is there to do? There's always more stuff to do. So there's no need for that. So if I could give you guys, a little piece of advice, don't like get too satisfied with life. It's supposed to be ups and downs. It's supposed to be, you know, struggle. You're supposed to grow stronger every day. You're never going to be fully satisfied with yourself, and that's fine, right? That's not supposed to happen. Until like maybe retirement, and then you're like, all right, then I'm finally done. But until then, there's always going to be things to do. And I know for some people it sounds painful, you know, but listen, it's all for your brain. It's all to make you stronger. All right, you gotta stay strong out there, especially in this world. Jeez, let me try to get a good attempt. Hold on, I gotta lock in. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I hate that jump so much. Alright, whatever. You know what? That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I had to turn up the volume. I realized I don't think I was recording audio for, like, the game. Anyways, I was kind of thinking of stuff I could talk about during then. Um, I kind of want to get more of your guys' thoughts. Because this is going to be a channel where I talk, but I also want to hear you guys' feedback, because I'm not going to be right, alright? I'm not going to say my opinion is, like, the most valid way to think. In fact, one of my biggest flaws, I think, is that I struggle to see other people's views. I'm not gonna lie. I've been told that sometimes too, where like, you know, I think my reason is the best reason, and I'm trying to, work on that and be like, all right, well, let me hear other people's perspectives. I'm trying to be more open-minded almost. So I'm trying to do that. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and I'm trying to think of what my average audience is. I'm trying to think of what you guys may be. Whoa, oh, whoa, what happened there? Whoops. I figure most of you guys are probably around me, like high school, maybe earlier, Some of you guys maybe in college, just stumbled upon this. Trying to think of what you guys may be going through in life. Because life is pretty hectic, alright? Alright, listen, I mean, I'm 16. I haven't really been through much crazy stuff, but I do know life is crazy for some people. Some people are raised, in quite frankly not great homes. Like, they that's a kind of a different thing, but to me it's sad. I wish everyone had, grew up in a safe environment. I don't really know what I'm rambling about. All I know is all of us have different backgrounds, but most of us have struggle. All right, we all have, may not be the same struggle, but we all have struggles that we got to get through. I've seen this analogy before, but think about the Geometry Dash cube. You know, he goes through a lot, man. He doesn't know why he's here. All right, let's think about life like that. All right, he doesn't know why he's there. All of a sudden, he's just in a level, and he has to get through all these obstacles, all these changes. He has to get through all of these struggles just to get to the end. And once he gets to the end, what happens next? All right, it's over. It's done. And that to me is what life is. All right, you're kind of just there, and then you're going through it. You're traversing. You're changing. And then when it's all said and done, it's done. All right. I know it seems pretty. I don't know. There really is no. I don't know. That's more of a nihilistic view. That there is no purpose. That's a bit extreme. I don't know. I feel like it's something we could probably figure out, and that's why I want to know your guys' thoughts. But yeah, your meaning behind life is gonna be different based on whatever you're going through. You know, for example, my meaning might be different from a friend of mine who, you know, maybe he's going through stuff in his life. All right, you see what I'm saying? It just depends, and I like to know your guys' thoughts, because I can assume most of you guys are around my age, around my time period. I don't know what am I saying, bro. It's so hard. Hopefully I get better at talking while playing, because I don't want to see you guys don't want to see me die all the time, bro. I gotta start doing good. To be fair, I haven't beat this level. If it's a level I've beaten, I could probably do it subconsciously. Subconscious. Yeah. Dude, my keyboard does that. It does like one frame taps for the robot, and it screws me over. It's so stupid. Now, where was I? I was gonna say why I created this channel. Because I know some of you guys. I don't even know if YouTube's recommending this to anybody. Probably not. I doubt this will be promoted like crazy. But if you are wondering why I'm doing this and you're still watching, I don't know. I just like geometry, like Geometry Dash, but I also like talking about, what's on my mind. I think it's a good way to kind of empty my mind, you know, relieve myself, give my thoughts out there. Maybe for you guys to listen to as well. Hear your guys' opinions, obviously, and play Geometry Dash, because that's a game I like. I grew. I've been playing this game for like 10 years now. Like, it's kind of crazy. And I'm 16, so I've been playing this since I was like first grade. All right. As for like views and subs, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna lie with y'all. I like that, and that sounds nice. It's not gonna be the sole reason why I do it, but if I do give good advice and you guys want to sub, feel free. Alright? Not gonna stop you. To say I'm not doing this for subs and views is not true, because why else would I be uploading it? I guess to just run my mouth, but obviously I want to get something in return. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna try to be as honest as possible. Like obviously, like I've always wanted to do YouTube too. Like YouTube is always a big interest to me, and I think I found something that could work. I'm not sure though. Well, you know, we'll see. Maybe this philosophy stuff goes nowhere, and people watch in like 10 years and they're like, man, who was this guy? Who is this? But yeah, that's just my opinion. I have another channel, which had around 2K subs, and I just wasn't really satisfied with myself. Again, like, but that's fine, you know. I may not be satisfied with myself, that's okay. But I wanted to try something new. I was making Minecraft videos that were kind of just, you know, challenges, nothing innovative, nothing crazy. I know this really isn't innovative either, it's just me talking, but it's more down to earth, and I think that's what YouTube is really about. I can make a whole separate video about what I like about YouTube. Oh my god, I can't play. Jeez, I feel bad for you guys. I'm sorry. Like, I can normally get to 50. I can normally get to the duel part, but no. Anyways, I gotta end this video with a good attempt, so we'll wait till then. But yeah, so I've wanted to do YouTube since I was like 9 years old. So I made that channel, and then, you know, now I'm here. I'll give another channel backstory if you guys want that. I'll give more lore about myself. I have a lot of ideas that I want to do, so that should be nice to look forward to in the future. If you want, you know, just some stuff to keep your mind going, keep your mind thinking, because that's what I want. Another meaning to life to me is just thinking, you know, exploring new ideas, you know, hearing other people's thoughts, which is what I want to do, and I kind of want you guys to do too, you know, just like take into consideration what I'm saying. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to that stuff, if you can't tell. But yeah, so I have plenty of ideas of what I'm going to talk about there. That kind of concludes this video though about life. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to end this when I get a good attempt. I'll show that at the end. But yes, thank you for watching. You know what? It's fine. Maybe I'll beat this in the next one. I'll see you guys later.